what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am doing a what I eat in a day video, so it's going to be a little bit vlog style. I do want to share the meals I've been enjoying. They've been really healthy, really balanced, and I feel like they kind of hit all the spots without me having a lot of cravings. So I thought this would be a great time for me to share. These are meals that I tend to have throughout like the weekdays. So on weekends we tend to indulge, or if we've gone anywhere, then we don't really stress about it and we can enjoy like the 80-20 rule. So I thought I would share my meals with you. I tend to skip lunch because my breakfast is so late in the day. I kind of just do a really hearty breakfast, so it kind of turns into a brunch. But obviously you can add in meals, take out stuff, whatever you want to do. I start my day off with a ginger tonic. I've featured this in a video before. So basically I have the tonic pre-made and I store it in my fridge, and I basically just take a glass, add a little bit of turmeric to it, add the ginger tonic, and add a little bit of warm water. What I love about the kettle is that you can kind of see the water boiling, so you know exactly when it's like just the right temperature. So about 30-40 seconds gives me the perfect temperature for me to pour into my glass and enjoy. It doesn't jar you when you drink the first thing in the morning. Obviously I'm drinking this after my puja, so I've already been like fasting, and like your body's dehydrated from the last like 8-10 hours. Sometimes I go to the gym before I even shower, so it's just I feel like my body needs the hydration. So now this is what I start my day with, and then like maybe an hour later, I'll have my coffee. So I'll show you how I make my breakfast and my lunch together, as well as my dinner later in the evening. If you want to see what I'm up to and what I'm eating throughout the day, then just stay tuned. It's a little while later and I'm making my oatmeal for breakfast. I keep the measurements really simple, so I thought I would show you. Whatever you do, it's equal parts, but I'm doing 1/4 cup, and then I add in my milk and water. So I don't really like milk, but I'm trying out this almond milk I picked up. It has a vanilla flavor. Normally I use original, but I thought this would be kind of nice for me to use. Take about 1/4 cup of the almond milk, and then the same amount. Then I'm going to go in with ground cinnamon and just give it a dash in there for flavor, as well as a little bit of nutmeg. I'm careful with this not to add in too much because it does get really strong. So just a dash like that is enough. And again, give it a stir so everything is equally mixed. And already with that cinnamon, it starts to smell super good. Then finally, I'm adding in some maple butter, but you can do anything like maple syrup, agave, you can even do like peanut butter. So whatever you want to add, I just add this in for some sweetness and some flavor. And once that melts down, it just gives like a hint of sweetness and a little bit of spice with that cinnamon. It tastes so good. And for the last thing I add in is actually for more protein. I add in a little bit of chia seeds just to give it more oomph, more bang for your buck. Since we're already making food, I take about a full spoon and just add that in there. You can pre-soak your chia seeds, but I find that this is more than enough, and I actually like the crunch it gives. So I just mix that in and I let the oats and the chia seeds absorb the liquid. And once it's all absorbed, I know it's ready. So we're in the kitchen. I'm making my breakfast, but we have Anand joining me here today because normally he's at work and he's making an avocado toast. So
yep, this is gonna be my lunch.
Walk me through it. What's happening?
So making avocado toast. I'm just cutting up the avocados, 1/2 for each side. You know, I diced them up a little bit.
For the east side and the west side.
Yeah.
So while my coffee is pouring, we have Anand. He just added some olive oil, like a slight drizzle, and now he's adding some black pepper.
Some cherry tomatoes on top, diced up.
There we go.
Some salt.
Got some salt bay on there. I don't think that's the right...
I don't want to put too much.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then we'll put some chipotle powder.
Chipotle.
That's right.
Yep, that's correct. That's okay. A little spice never hurt. That looks so good.
So this is the final product. It's a very humble meal.
Voila.
Takes No skill.
Chef Anand Patel. Zero skill needed. You can see that the mixture is all absorbed and it looks really, really good. It smells so good. So I'm gonna just turn off my stove. So I like to make a berry compote with like leftover berries that I just haven't been able to get to and I know I won't be able to finish. So I kind of save them before they go. And I take a small dollop of this and I like to add it to my parfaits or really anything that requires some sort of tartness. I don't add too much, just a little bit, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah, that's perfect. Lastly, I top it off with some granola. This is some almond vanilla granola, and I just kind of sprinkle that on top for some crunch. Kobe loves this stuff, so I tend to give him a little bit of an almond piece. And that way, it's a little treat for all. So for my creamer, I am using this one from Delight. It's their hazelnut flavor. I really like their butter pecan one as well. We just kind of pick up whatever we feel for the week. They're all kind of the same, to be honest. And I give myself a lot of creamer because I no longer add sugar to my coffee. Add it in. One day I aspire to drink my coffee black, but till then, this is kind of perfect. What is this, like an A4, A5 moment? Let me know what type of coffee you are. So for dinner, I'm thinking of doing just like mixed veggies and quinoa. I've really been liking it, and I have some mushrooms, so I think I'll just be overall like really hearty. So I love going in with a sharp knife just to kind of cut the veggies, but it does get blunt over time, especially if you constantly are hitting wood. It definitely blunts the edge of the knife. So I use a knife sharpener. I've gotten this from Amazon. It was super cheap, but it's nice because it's small and compact, and I can use it on mostly all of my knives. And you basically just swipe through. So I'm going to just do that on the side and then clean off my knife and get started with cutting. So, all right, so my knife is clean, super sharp, and ready to use. I think a knife sharpener is also like a great gift for somebody that is super into cooking, and it's very effective, especially if they have an expensive set of knives. I think it's just beneficial. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting off the very end of the asparagus because it becomes really like chewy and fibery, and it's just hard. It just ends up being like a waste on your plate. Next, I'll be cutting my broccoli by getting rid of the base. I have used the base in different recipes, so you can decide whether you want to just chop those up and fry them as well. And Kobe loves to eat broccoli, so I always cut him a small piece so he can have. Kobe, come here. Sit. Go down. Good boy. I put the quinoa on medium heat, and I'm basically letting the quinoa roast, and what that means is it's just going to start kind of popping in there, like similar to how popcorn would pop. And the reason I do this is so each little bead stays separated when you cook it, or else quinoa kind of like mashes together. I basically let it roast and I listen for a very slight pop. So you can hear the popping. That's basically the quinoa seeds getting roasted. How amazing. Let me know, do you do this or do you just go straight in with water? If you try this method, let me know in the comments, or like send me a message when you make it. I want to know if you've tried this and what your reaction is to this, because I don't think I've ever heard anyone do it like this, and it's just, it totally changes the way quinoa tastes for me. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with water. I kind of eyeball this, so I have some room temperature water that I'm going to add in. Maybe a little bit more. And in this, I'm going to straight away add some salt, similar to how you would with rice. I'm going to just let it cook on high heat. Should I feel like it needs more water, I will just add in more water. There's really no like rhyme or reason for it. I like to do my veggies, I'm gonna get this wrong. I like to do my vegetables with butter. So I am going in with some unsalted butter to just kind of hit the spot. The reason I use butter is simply because everything else is so healthy that I'm like, okay, well, let's make it taste good. So I go in with about 1 tablespoon of butter, and this is going to be enough for my asparagus as well as my mushrooms. Now that the butter has started to melt, I'm going to season the butter with some black pepper. So I'm just going to crack some over. Again, no measurements. This is exactly how you want to make it, what you want to do. But I would like doing this because then it sticks to the vegetables rather than it being topped at the end and it's not like flavorful. It almost stays separated. So just hit it up with some pepper. And I'm also going to hit it with some salt. Here's my lemon squeezer. Again, Amazon, such a great find. I love it, it's so cute. I love the yellow color. And that's about half a lemon in here. And this is just so the flavor gets infused into the quinoa. And then we're gonna bring it back here. Everything looks to be on schedule. We have some sizzling in the pan. So let's zoom you out a little bit so you can see. So I'm going to plop these on this side and then plop my mushrooms into the butter. And I'm just going to mix this around. And you must be wondering, why are you using tongs? It's because I want to be able to really cover them. I'm also going to make sure that the asparagus has a little bit of butter on it as well. And we'll season again towards the end, but for now this is good, just so it starts releasing water. And the reason why I'm doing the mushrooms and the asparagus together is the mushroom water gets infused into the asparagus and it just tastes so good. But if you don't have mushrooms, that's fine, do any other pepper. Just keep them in the same pan, why not, right? Let the flavors kind of mix with each other. Say hi, hello, how are you? No social distancing needed here. I'm going to go in with a little bit more salt, just to kind of get the water and the juices flowing. You can go light on the salt if not. I bet you can tell that I go through a lot of black pepper. So I'm going to turn off my stove for my quinoa and just give it a good stir. Here's where you can kind of make it your own. So you can add seasoning, you can do whatever you want. I'm actually going to add some taco seasoning. I'll leave a description of what I'm using, and that way hopefully you can find some. And I just take about a spoonful and drizzle that on there. Give it a good stir. And that's just going to give an extra boost of flavor. If you don't have any taco seasoning, honestly, don't even worry. It's still going to taste really good. And I'm also going to add the cilantro now. So I take a load of cilantro and I just plop that in there. If you're not a fan, not my problem. And that just gives it a dose of freshness. Okay. Here are the veggies. They look so tasty, so good. I love mushrooms, like I've been saying. And everything looks like it's been cooking well. I'm not worried about anything being undercooked. What I'm going to actually do now is move these off to the side. The mushrooms, they've reduced in size as well, so it gives me some space. You remember the broccoli we cut earlier? I'm going to just place that in here. And add a tiny bit of water just onto the broccoli and turn up the heat to high. That's just going to help it steam. My favorite is steamed broccoli, so it's up to you how you want to cook your broccoli. You can even just like air fry them. That tastes good. You can see the browning on the veggies here, so the flavors are being infused. Perfect. Same thing with the broccoli. You can see like the color is changing to a more vibrant green. That means that they're being cooked, and you can have broccoli raw. At this point, anything is edible. I'm going to turn off my stove. Dinner is ready. I'm just going to plate it, but as you can see, 2 little vessels, not a lot of dishes, a full meal, really hearty, really healthy. Maybe not because of the salt. Don't judge me, whatever. I'm gonna plate it and show you exactly how it looks and how good it tastes. All right, so here is my plate ready. It looks so good. I have my quinoa, that's kind of like Tex-Mex style, and then some steamed broccoli, grilled asparagus, and grilled mushrooms. But I think if you even want to do it without the butter to cut out any of the extra fat, you can totally do that. I've also done it in the air fryer with just a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and it turns out so good. So I can show you guys that if you want to see it, maybe on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm gonna dive right in, and this usually is filling, so I don't really need to worry about an evening dessert. But if I do get one, then I will let you know. But all right, thank you so much for watching. I hope that was exciting and informative as I could be. I just feel like I was talking to you guys, so I just was enjoying it so much. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a big like if you enjoyed the style of video. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comments down below, and subscribe if you have not. I would love to see you join this growing channel. I'm so happy to see this channel growing day by day. So that being said, I will just take my leave, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.